Hi everyone, my name is Eric Johnson. I'm the Digital Marketing Analyst here at Paragon Solutions, and I will be your webinar host for today. I want to personally thank you all for joining us for today's webinar titled 5 Ways to Apply SharePoint 2013 for Successful Project Management. Before we get started, I would like to go over a few housekeeping details. When you initially logged in, a control panel appeared usually on the right side of your screen. This control panel can be closed and opened at any time during the webinar by clicking the red arrow button found towards the top left of the panel. Use the questions panel to submit questions anytime during the webinar. We will hold all questions until the end. If time does not allow us to answer every question, we will respond to you directly. This webinar will be recorded, and a link to the video and the presentation slides will be emailed to you within 48 hours. You will also be able to find it on our website listed here. Finally, there will be a short survey at the end of the webinar that takes approximately 2 to 3 minutes to complete. If you have the time, we would appreciate your feedback so that we can continually provide value and ensure that the topics are relevant to you. I'd like to provide a brief introduction to Paragon Solutions. Paragon is a professional services firm providing a full spectrum of consulting services from advisory through solution design and implementation for tighter alignment between business and IT. We focus on building solutions that address our clients' specific needs. We are headquartered in Cranford, New Jersey, and have offices throughout the U.S. and Europe. Paragon has been in business for over 30 years, building industry and domain experience in the life sciences, financial services, communications, healthcare, and insurance industries. If you'd like to follow Paragon Solutions on Twitter, you can do so with our handle @ConsultParagon. Also, if you would like to tweet your questions, comments, or participate in the online discussion as we live tweet during the webinar, you can do so by using the hashtag ParagonLive. At this point, I will turn it over to Jim Kane, our first presenter for today and Paragon's SharePoint Practice Lead. Jim?
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us. Welcome. We're very excited you've joined us, and we're really excited about the new changes in Microsoft SharePoint 2013 that support project management. SharePoint 2013 represents a big jump in the ability to use SharePoint in and of itself for project management. Certainly, Microsoft Project Server is still the full-function, high-powered tool it always has been, but now SharePoint provides some very solid capabilities for managing projects as well. I run our SharePoint practice, and I'm really excited about what I see in SharePoint 2013. Today's seminar is going to take a look at those new capabilities, and Robert and Stephen from our Enterprise Portfolio Management practice, who together have years of project management experience and experience with Microsoft Project Server, will highlight many of these new features in SharePoint 2013. And they'll do so in the context of SharePoint 2013, but we'll also discuss how that fits into a larger context related to Microsoft Project Server. So I'm going to turn this over to Stephen and Robert for introductions.
Thank you, Jim. My name is Robert Hayden, and I lead the Enterprise Portfolio Management practice here at Paragon. We focus on enabling EPMOs and PMOs to be more effective and their use of platforms such as SharePoint, Project Server, and other PPM solutions. We try and focus and retain our orientation towards solving business problems using these tools. We blend the best of the business practices and the business sense. Steve?
Thanks, Robert. So I'm a graduate of Penn State University with about 10 years experience in the industry. I've worked as a technical architect for Microsoft Project Server and various iterations of it, as well as led PMOs as large as $600 million within large telecommunications industries. I joined Paragon's team about 2 years ago and have been providing various industries with improvements in their EPMO functions. I'm going to turn it back over to Jim, who's going to start off the presentation.
Thank you. So SharePoint 2013, as we all know, has an on-premise capability and is also online in Office 365. The features we're going to talk about today exist in both the on-premise and the Office 365 environment. So when we think about SharePoint and when we couple the features of it, more advanced project management with enterprise content management, search, collaboration, business intelligence, it gets to be pretty powerful.
Thanks, Jim. Let's take a look and set the stage for the core success in managing projects, basically the essentials of project management. There are 3 elements that have to be in place to manage any project regardless of size, and that is built by a solid business case or a base for evaluating your direction, etc. Regular status reports, format that's consistent and represents the true situation and progress you're making on that project, both quantitative and qualitative, the narratives that go through telling where a project sits, etc. And finally, using and leveraging a change management process. So now you have the three elements to handle change, understand what your objective was, and measure your progress towards that. So let's take a look at how we would move to leverage SharePoint, building on the three elements that we just described. And what we're looking for is the framing of our project work in a context that we can share and create a transparent view, if you will. So you want to build out your taxonomy. In this case, taxonomy is a fancy word for a naming convention, etc. Establish a custom level site field, which gives us the context in which we put our project activities. So if it could be by a department, it could be by a phase. You could take your methodology, your labels for the methodology, and insert those into the items going forward. And you're going to see this as a recurring theme throughout our conversation. We're going to take these elements and they're going to appear through the lists, the document libraries, etc. You're going to, we'll take a quick look at the security model. Not in great detail, but enough to say that there are some things that might have to be sheltered from others, and there are ways to do that within SharePoint. Establishing views for reporting, very powerful. The combination of the custom fields, the groupings, the filtering, and the sorting will create base reports right out of the box for you. You can leverage existing web parts to create the dashboards by simple filtering of tasks that are assigned to you, or on a greater view for executives, milestones, etc.